Alright, let's check out what's going on with Flux nodes. So one of you on my YouTube asked me to cover this, so we'll check it out, see if it's a well-received video, and if it is, then I'll potentially add this to my watch list and we can cover it more often. So starting off with the macro perspective, this chart looks pretty good. Now, if you watch my channel, you know I'm probably not the biggest fan of nodes. I don't think they're a good long-term play, but at least looking at this from a purely charting perspective, not talking about the fundamentals or bringing my opinion into this, the chart looks very, very nice. Now, we're holding the 200-day. This 200-day has been a very, very nice area of support for Flux nodes. We had this big push up to the all-time high, came back down and back tested the 618 perfectly, and we've started to head up. So we're also above the 0.5 Fibonacci right now. So all in all, macro perspective is very, very healthy. I would be expecting an increase back up to the all-time high. I looked at this morning. This was a 92% increase when I drew this. We've already gone up a little bit, so it's gone up about 5%, 5-6%. So this is now only this is now about an 84% increase. So actually, this is about an 8% increase since when I charted this morning. So it looks fairly healthy. When I did chart this morning, when I was looking at all the new altcoins that people have requested me to cover, I noticed drawing the fib from the low to the high, we were just back testing the 618 when I recorded this. And I was going to say, if we have a strong bounce from the 618, you can definitely be certain that this was the bottoming region and we're going to continue to head up. As you can see, we've backtested the 618, had a very, very strong impulse coming down to the lower time frames. We have a fairly okay amount of volume, but nothing too special. There's not really much volume on this, which is quite weird. If we look at the daily as well, sometimes we see these massive spikes in volume that just come out of nowhere, but this is pretty much flat volume all the time, which is quite strange. So looking at the volume on this is probably not going to be something that I'm going to be doing. I will be just looking at this from a charting perspective, and like I said, looking at this, looks very good. Micro term back tested the 618, pumping above the 0.5. So like I said, I had this down as a 92% move. Obviously, this is not going to be something that's going to happen in the next couple of days. This would be a target that I have for the next couple of weeks, maybe for the next couple of months. Not couple of months, maybe the next month or so. But yeah, all in all, I think we're very healthy on Flux nodes. Out of all the nodes I've checked out previously, this has the nicest chart. It seems to have had a massive parabolic rally, come back down, and what it's done is it's made higher lows. So we've got a low down here and a higher low here, and that doesn't normally happen. I've been in crypto for like 3 years, and what I've noticed with nodes is they have charts like this. Like, they have very, very quick runs up. People get very, very excited on nodes, and then it hits this all-time high, and then it basically breaks through every single support, and no one gives a shit about the node because they've all found a new node, they've all found their new Ponzi node, and people just move on from nodes. But from what I can see, this isn't necessarily the case with Flux. Once again, I'm not the biggest fan of nodes, so I won't be entering this. Even though the chart looks good, I don't necessarily think this is going to be a good long-term play, because you simply can't really point out a node that has done well, that has been out for more than a couple of years. Every single node that I've ever checked out has a chart like this, makes an insane all-time high, and then it just falls off the table, and then everyone forgets about it. Sometimes it has a dead cat bounce, and then everyone seems to forget about it. So that's just my opinion on nodes. That's why personally I don't think they're a good long-term play. Even like the number one nodes, like if you bought a Bitcoin node, there is no period in history where if you bought a Bitcoin node, you would have been better off than just buying Bitcoin. It is always better to just buy a Bitcoin than running a Bitcoin node. And in my opinion, at least, over 90% of nodes seem to kind of be Ponzi schemes to me. That's just my own opinion. I haven't done any research on what Flux nodes is. I don't need to. I'm purely basing this off a charting perspective, so I really don't care about the tokenomics of this. I really don't care about the fundamentals of this. I'm not going to read the white paper. I haven't read the white paper. My channel is mainly about technical analysis. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of nodes in the long term, But if I wasn't, if I didn't know this was a node, or if I was just talking about this from a purely charting perspective, it does look very good. We've got a very nice chart perspective. We've backtested the 618, had a very strong push up. 200 days, a very, very nice area of support. Micro time frame, looking at this, we've backtested the 618. Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing else to say. I think we are going to have a very, very strong push-up coming in the next couple of weeks and the next couple of days. Everything looks healthy for this. Coming over to a more macro perspective, on the weekly time frame, there's a lot of room for this to run up, especially on the RSI. I mean, the RSI has basically only just hit the heart line and started to head up. We're at 57 on the RSI on the weekly. You can see the previous all-time high was 93 on the RSI. So I think this is going to keep on moving up. I think this is going to have a very nice rally up to at least the all-time high, which, like I said, from where we are now is an 83% increase. So all in all, the technicals on this look very, very good. Like I said, I'm personally not the biggest fan of nodes. I won't be looking to enter this, but best of luck if you are entering this. Best of luck if you already hold it. It does look like the best node setup that I've checked out previously. Or out of all the nodes that I've checked out, this looks like the nicest setup. So just my own opinion, basically my own opinion. So best of luck if you are in Flux. Once again, none of this is financial advice. It's just my own opinion on the market. And you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.